Please like and subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment. I read all of the comments. And now, let's get on with the show. When last we left our intrepid adventurers, the silence of the evening was broken by screams coming from the manor. Like a shot, Brock is in the house and up the stairs. He expects the noises to be coming from Dircea's room, but it's not. It's coming from the master bedroom. Brock hammers the door open and he sees Serrif in bed atop his wife. He has claws out and wings, and he's slashing at her. Maug is doing her best to defend herself, but the winged Serrif turns to Brock and says, "This is a family matter. I want to murder my wife in peace." Brock wants to stay, but he decides to run down the hall to get help. Dircea's door is locked and closed, so he moves to the next one. Coming up the stairs now is Mercy, and he sees what's happening, and he draws his mace and he attacks. Serrif hisses and claws at the priest, while Maug uses the last of her strength to attack Serrif with a spear. There's a sound of guards coming up the stairs. Serrif growls and throws himself out the back window. Before he hits the ground, his wings snap open, and he takes off into the air and heads to the north. Quickly, Maug is healed, and the rest of the watch is called to try to find the thing that is or was Serrif. The rest of the party arrives. Brock says that he thinks this is all Dircea's doing, so he goes over and knocks on her door. After a few knocks, she opens the door up just a little bit. She says that she locked the door against what was ever going on in the hallway. They talk to her for a while, but they don't get much information from her. She asks Garu if he's seen her velvet bag, and then she gets a faraway look in her eyes, and suddenly the bag jumps out of Garu's pocket and into her hand. She looks at it and says, "Oh, there it is," and then closes the door. In a few moments, she opens the door again, and she tells them calmly that she had nothing to do with what is going on with Serrif. She says that maybe it's time she was leaving. She opens the door and steps into the hallway and heads down to the main room. Brock follows her. Before she gets to the main door, she turns and says that she owes Brock a favor. She quickly takes one of his hands and kisses it, and tells him that when he wishes to, this hand will be stronger for a short period of time. Garu asks why she's rewarding Brock when it was Maug who gave her a place to stay. She tells them that she was trapped in the blister and she couldn't leave on her own accord, but Kevin is the one that convinced the party to leave with them, and Brock was the one who did the physical carrying. Kevin claims the favor from her and says he wants to know if she knows where Serrif is. She gets a faraway look in her eyes, and she tells them that he is flying towards the kingdom of Desiderata. And just as they're hearing this, the front door flies open and Alexander comes in with a contingent of soldiers. He rushes over to Mercy and asks if he can raise the dead. Sadly, Mercy says no. But why? Alexander hangs his head and cries and says that his son Klep has just been found dead in his room. Many miles away, in the city of evil, known as Desolata, Serrif wakes up on the floor of the throne room. He's naked and covered in blood. As he sits up, he sees that the JaKennis Distaria is waiting on her throne. She greets him and tells him that he has done very well spying on the forces of good for her. He doesn't believe it, but then she tells him that ever since he placed the necklace of control on himself, even though he took it off, she has been able to watch through his eyes, and she hears through his ears. She tells him that tonight he will have his reward as he joins the worship celebration of the god Snargasi, the god of vile perversions, and Distaria's father. Of course, she mentions there is a matter of his brother. She pulls out of the shadows Serrif's twin. Cocking a heavy crossbow, she asks him if Serrif believes that she should kill him or not. Serrif says to let him live, but the JaKennis shoots him and kills him anyway. She tells him that really, there never was an evil Serrif anyway. She explains that after the celebrations they're about to attend, the rites of the vile god Snargasi, Serrif will be driven quite mad. And then she will use a spell to send him back in time a few years, where he will play out the role of his own mad twin. Of course, she points at the corpse. He knows how this is going to end. She offers her arm to him, and he has no choice but to take it. Together, they enter the celebration, and Serrif's doom